Next on Worcester News tonight, the planning board in Charlton rejects a proposed marijuana cultivation facility, but the issue seems far from over. Plus, an outbreak of hepatitis A in Worcester is prompting the county sheriff's office to make sure inmates are vaccinated. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The planning board in Charlton rejects a proposed marijuana cultivation facility at a town meeting Wednesday. North Andover-based Valley Green Grow has been trying to acquire property on Old Worcester Road for several months, but opposition from the community is preventing the project from moving forward right now. Our Cam Jandro is live outside of Charlton Town Hall with more. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, back in May, Selectmen approved a host agreement for a marijuana cultivation center similar to the size of Gillette Stadium. And since then, the town and its residents have been going back and forth on whether or not this should actually be built on Old Worcester Road. And after a 5-hour-long town meeting last night, the planning board weighed in, and they said no. A unanimous 4-0 planning board vote denies Valley Green Grow's plan to build a cannabis cultivation center in Charlton. Some neighbors on Old Worcester Road are relieved.
There's a lot of unanswered questions about it, and so as long as it's not here, then it's not going to be a problem.
The project would have taken over space at Charlton Orchards at 44 Old Worcester Road. Community group Preserve Charlton's Character opposed the 1 million square foot complex.
Manufacturing doesn't belong next to residences because it has nuisance qualities like traffic, noise, odor, lighting.
The proposed marijuana facility has been a hotly contested item in Charlton for months. In response to the planning board's vote, Valley Green Grow says in a statement, the planning board's determination was founded on the belief that cannabis cultivation is manufacturing, despite the fact that principal use and the overwhelming majority of the space is proposed to be used to grow plants in an indoor commercial greenhouse, a use specifically permitted by right within the community.
They've also named the legal entity. If you go to the Secretary of State's website, it's called VGG Manufacturing, Inc. I mean, they're very clear about what they're intending to do.
Valley Green Grow says they will be carefully exploring their options before they take their next steps. For neighbors who live close to the location, the possibility of an appeal means this issue may not be over.
So I don't have to worry about it right now. They're going to try again, I guess, so we'll have to wait and see again.
Now, Preserve Charlton's Character says Valley Green Grow is already suing the town of Charlton in land court. That case is expected to have a hearing in Boston sometime tomorrow. We did reach out to the town of Charlton for comment, but did not hear back. Live in Charlton tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
The American Red Cross is offering advice on how to best protect your house and yourself this winter, as the organization is working to help 42 families displaced by fires across Massachusetts. According to the Red Cross, since Monday night, volunteers have responded to 4 structure fires across the region, displacing more than 100 people. This is one of the fires which broke out at a home in North Brookfield. Disaster Program Manager Christopher Ray says fires happen every day, and the important thing is to be prepared.
So you have working smoke detectors in your house, make sure that you check them monthly if you can. They only last a certain number of years anyways before they expire. You need to know 2 ways out of every room in your house, for instance. Have a place outside where you can gather with your family were there to be an incident.
Ray says if you don't have working smoke alarms, you can call Red Cross. They have a program where they can install them for free. In 2018, Massachusetts saw 0 newborn baby abandonments. It's a statistic Baby Safe Haven, an organization who protects babies, is glad to see. According to the Safe Haven law, the state saw 0 tragedies in 6 out of the last 8 years. They say this is the best record in U.S. history. Baby Safe Haven in Massachusetts, which has close ties to Worcester, promotes their message through young spokespeople to target demographics the information is geared towards.
A lot of spokespeople who are involved in the arts. I'm very involved in music, particularly. I've been singing and songwriting and performing as long as I can remember. And I've always found that music is a really great way to connect to a mass of people and just get their attention and be able to start that conversation.
The Safe Haven Act of Massachusetts was created in 2004. It allows a parent to legally surrender newborn infants 7 days old or younger at a hospital, police station, or manned fire station. With dozens of confirmed cases of hepatitis A in Worcester, the County House of Corrections is working to make sure its inmates are vaccinated. The infection is most common in the homeless and drug abusers, and staff there say they want to make sure everyone is safe. Our Chandler Walsh has the details.
The Worcester County Jail and House of Corrections plans to vaccinate more than 900 inmates amid a hepatitis A outbreak in Worcester. It has mostly affected people with substance abuse and the homeless.
We are concerned. We deal with a population that is very susceptible to, Hep A. Just because of their lifestyle and where they come from and what they do.
Worcester's Division of Public Health put out a health advisory in December, but Commissioner Maddie Castile says the numbers have increased. She says there are 45 confirmed cases in the city and 10 more possible cases waiting on results. They're working to vaccinate people at high risk.
We've given now about 408 vaccinations to date to people in the community, from the shelters to treatment facilities to even residential treatment facilities.
Worcester County Sheriff's Office Superintendent David Tuttle says the jail will start vaccinations next week, but they aren't mandatory. He says there are 936 inmates now, with new arrivals each day. They'll also offer vaccines to more than 600 staff members.
It's such a contagious disease that if one or two people get it, it could spread like wildfire through the place, and we kind of want to prevent that from happening. Plus, we want to vaccinate these guys so when they go back out on the streets too, they're protected out in the community.
Hepatitis A is a contagious liver infection spread by person-to-person contact. Dr. Castile says it's critical the Division of Public Health continues going out into the community to control it.
People could be working in a restaurant, food handlers and all of that, and so it just can continue through that process, and so you want to make sure that it's not there.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Northborough man is held without bail Thursday for murder in the death of a woman whose body was found in a car in Hope Cemetery in 2017. 57-year-old Stephen Foley pled not guilty at his arraignment in Worcester Superior Court. He's charged with first-degree murder in the death of Cynthia Webb. Webb's body was found in the trunk of her burning car in Hope Cemetery in December of 2017. Foley is due back in court next month. A 21-year-old Ashburnham woman is held without bail Thursday. Julia Enright pled not guilty in Worcester Superior Court to charges of murdering a former classmate. 20-year-old Brandon Chicklets' body was found in July on the side of the road several miles from her car. His blood was found in Enright's treehouse and car. She's due back in court later next month. A group of Sutton police officers will spend the next few weeks preparing for the 3rd annual Be Fit First Responder Challenge. While it's set to be a fun day, it's also honoring fallen first responders. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
Officer Joseph Fortunato is one of 3 Sutton police officers honoring first responders killed in the line of duty. They will be participating in the Boston Bruins Be Fit First Responder Challenge at the TD Garden.
We just wanted to do our part to help.
Weymouth Sergeant Michael Chesna and Yarmouth Sergeant Sean Gannon were killed in the line of duty in 2018. In 2016, Auburn police officer Ron Tarantino Jr. was killed during a motor vehicle stop. The money raised will benefit the 100 Club of Massachusetts, a charity supporting the families of first responders killed in the line of duty.
Rips at your heart, and having a family and small children, it's just awful what's going on.
The officers will be competing in a series of obstacle courses. Each officer has to raise $300 in order to participate. The Sutton officers are hoping to raise more than $1,000. Officer Fortunato says whenever there's a tragic first responder death, seeing everyone come together is heartwarming.
The departments do everything we can to pull together and have each other's backs.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The search for a full-time administrator at the Worcester Regional Transit Authority continues. The authority's personnel board is unanimously recommending Dennis Lipka for the position. Lipka has been serving as the interim administrator the past several months since the previous administrator left. The WRTA first offered the full-time position to a candidate from Vermont Regional Transit who declined. Doug Belanger is the agency's treasurer and serves on the personnel committee. He says Lipka would provide the stability the WRTA needs.
Our expectations, as much as we knew him as a quality individual and knows the system, but to be a placeholder. And what happened instead is he really took the ball. He has been meeting with the political leaders statewide. He's with our city delegation, the city manager's office, and staying very involved. And of course, there's a lot going on at WRTA.
The recommendation to offer Lipka the position will move to the WRTA's full advisory board January 17th. Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito are officially sworn in for a second term. They took the oath of office today to serve the Commonwealth for another 4 years. Perry Russum has more on what the administration wants to get done.
For a second term, Charlie Baker is the governor of Massachusetts.
I, Charles D. Baker, do solemnly swear.
In a 40-minute inaugural address on the House floor, the governor committed to helping underperforming schools, continuing investments in public transportation, and keeping the progress in the opioid crisis.
We're one of a handful of states that can say that overdose deaths have dropped since 2017.
For the oath of office, it was a touching moment for the Baker family.
We would like to invite Governor's dad.
The governor's 90-year-old father held the Bible as his son was sworn into office. The flags were carried in by the Yarmouth and Weymouth Police Departments and Worcester Fire Department. All three lost a member in the line of duty last year. The governor dedicated his inauguration to first responders, including those in the Merrimack Valley.
Throughout this ordeal, homeowners, families, and businesses affected by this disaster showed a tremendous amount of patience, resilience, flexibility, and fortitude.
With division in D.C., Baker says this is a time for Beacon Hill to lead.
Let's make our brand of politics positive and optimistic instead of cruel and dark.
I'm Perry Russum, Worcester News Tonight.